So I want to introduce you to what I call the Ba Gua of foot movement. What I want to demonstrate now is a mini sequence that you can do after you put the points in the hands, okay? So after you do the acupuncture in the most appropriate point in the hand or in the arm, then you can do this little miniature sequence here. So the first thing that I'm going to do in the sequence is I'm going to rotate her feet inward and place her legs in internal rotation. I'm going to place one foot on top of the other. I place my hands on top, and then I'm going to press down 3 times. 1, 2, 3. When I rotate her feet externally like this, then I'm going to begin by placing the center of my palm in the area of kidney 6, the medial malleolus, or even into kidney 2. So my palm can cover that whole area on her inner ankle. And then I'm going to place the center of my palm in the arch at spleen 4. And then I go to the ball of the foot, or spleen 3. I gently walk my palms up and down between those 3 points, from the inner ankle, kidney 2, to the arch and spleen 4, and then spleen 3 and the ball of the foot. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to do plantar flexion and dorsiflexion, okay? So when I first take her into plantar flexion, I'm going to do the same technique of just pressing down 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to roll her foot into dorsiflexion. 1, 2, 3. So we've gone through internal rotation and external rotation to start, and then we take them into plantar flexion and dorsiflexion. So that's 4 of our movements in the Ba Gua. And then the next thing that we want to do is we want to rotate or twist their foot. And we do this by placing your hand under their heel. It doesn't matter what hand you use. And then you take your other hand and then you place it on top. Now, if I'm using my left hand to support her foot and I place my right hand on top, my fingers are going to go along the arch. So there, I can stimulate those points as I hold them, and I'm thinking that way. And I have that intention of putting pressure along there and seeing if I can find any sensitivity. But the main technique that I'm doing with this is I'm going to invert her foot by twisting it 3 times. So I'm just twisting my hand like this and then inverting her foot. 2. I do that 3 times and then switch. And when you switch hands, then it puts the foot in the opposite direction. So this is going to put her foot in eversion. 1, 2, 3. The 7th and 8th movement we can think of in different ways. We have rotation of the ankles. So I can grab her leg like this and then just grab her foot, and then I can circle her foot. So this would be one of the Ba Gua movements, as well as getting the full circular rotation. The rotational movement in the clockwise and counterclockwise direction with the ankle constitute the 7th and 8th movements within the Ba Gua. So we've got dorsiflexion, plantar flexion, inversion, eversion, internal rotation, external rotation, and then full clockwise rotation and counterclockwise rotation. And then I'm going to press down 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And I want to do that 3 times, maybe 4. Grab the top of her feet, and then I'm going to place it into plantar flexion. And I'm going to do 3 little presses here. After that, I can move her into dorsiflexion. Dorsiflexion. Plantar flexion. I wrap my other hand around her foot. Now, then I can turn her foot into inversion. And I'm just doing 3 little twists here. Now to put her foot in E version, I switch, I wrap around with the other hand, now my left hand, and then I evert her foot with 3 little twists. Grab her foot, and then I can circle her foot